Hello, Synapse community. My name is Ryan Majitimer, and I'm a product manager on the Azure Synapse Analytics team. Today is a very warm day in June, but it is also the June Synapse Monthly Update. We've got a lot of exciting features for you today. We've got some general updates. We've got some new features for SQL, Synapse Data Explorer, data integration, and machine learning. Before we dive into some of my favorite features for the month, let's talk about some of the other features. And you can find a full list of all the features, all sorts of details, links, all cool stuff in the blog. You can find a link to the blog in the description for this video. First, we now offer an Azure Orbital Analytics sample solution showing an end-to-end implementation of extracting, loading, transforming, and analyzing spaceborne data by using geospatial libraries and AI models with Azure Synapse Analytics. Check out the blog for links to the reference architecture and workflow. In SQL, the result set size limit has been increased. We know that you turn to Azure Synapse Analytics to work with large amounts of data, and the maximum size of query result sets in serverless SQL pools has been increased from 200 gigabytes to a whopping 400 gigabytes. In Synapse Data Explorer, Synapse Web Explorer has a new homepage. It's now even easier to get started with Synapse Web Explorer. With this update, you'll now find a sample gallery, popular learning modules, and documentation. I just mentioned the sample gallery, which is also a new feature this month. The Web Explorer sample gallery provides end-to-end samples of how customers leverage Synapse Data Explorer for popular use cases such as log data, metrics data, IoT data, and basic big data examples. Each sample includes the dataset, well-documented queries, and a sample dashboard. The Web Explorer dashboards now have drill-through capabilities. These new drill-through capabilities allow you to easily jump back and forth between dashboard pages. You can now also adjust the time zone settings for Web Explorer. View your data in UTC time, your local time zone, or the time zone of a monitored device. Moving on to data integration, there is now a fuzzy join option for join transformations. You can create inner and outer joins on data values that are similar rather than exact matches. The sliding scale value goes from 60% to 100%, making it easy to adjust the similarity thresholds of the match. The Map Data tool is now generally available. The Map Data tool is a guided process to help you create ETL mappings and mapping data flows for your source data to Synapse without writing code. User-defined functions are also now generally available. Gone are the days when you had to use the same string manipulation, math calculations, or other complex logic several times. With user-defined functions, you can create a customized expression that can be used and reused across multiple mapping data flows. And in machine learning, distributed deep neural network training is now in public preview. To simplify the process for creating and managing GPU-accelerated pools, Azure Synapse takes care of pre-installing low-level libraries and setting up all the complex networking requirements between compute nodes. This integration allows users to get started with GPU-accelerated pools within just a few minutes. The runtime includes supporting libraries like Horovod and Petastorm, libraries commonly used for distributed training. Now that we've reviewed those features, let's talk about the two features that we're going to highlight this month. The first is Azure Synapse Success by Design, and the second is Rerun Pipeline with new parameters. Let's start with Azure Synapse Success by Design. The Azure Synapse team has released a series of proof-of-concept playbooks that provide a guide to scope, design, execute, and evaluate a proof-of-concept for SQL or Spark workloads. These guides contain best practices from the most challenging and complex solution implementations incorporating Azure Synapse. You can find a link to the playbooks in our blog or in the video description. The link will take you to the Microsoft Docs site. If you scroll down, you'll see three sub-guides, if you will. Data warehousing with dedicated SQL pool in Azure Synapse Analytics, data lake exploration with serverless SQL pool in Azure Synapse Analytics, and big data analytics with Apache Spark pool in Azure Synapse Analytics. Let's pick Data Lake Exploration with Serverless SQL Pool in Azure Synapse Analytics. When the playbook opens, you'll find sections for preparing for your POC, setting goals, planning the project, and so on. You can use this playbook as a guide or plug the implementation right into an existing project. Let's switch to rerunning a pipeline with new parameters. This feature lets you change pipeline parameters when rerunning a pipeline from the monitoring page without having to return to the pipeline editor. After running a pipeline with new parameters, you can easily monitor the run against the old ones without having to toggle between pages. Let's see it in action. We're going to open Synapse Studio and head over to the Pipeline Hub. In this case, we're going to use our Copy Data tool wizard to copy data from our ADLS Gen 2. Now define the properties. From here, we're going to run once now, and then define our dataset, source type, and connection. In the next screen, we define the file format and with the option to preview our data. For this demo, the target is going to be our own dedicated pool and the connection to our pool. We also have the option to do a column mapping in case it's needed. Finally, we can define some of these settings for our copy pipeline. As we can see, if we want to change some of the parameters and rerun our pipeline, we can do that right away by going to our Monitor Hub and rerunning any activity. Note that if you rerun a pipeline with new parameters, it will be considered a new pipeline run and will not show under rerun groupings. And those are the features we have for you for this month. Tell us in the comments, what is your favorite feature this month? Again, my name is Ryan Majitimer. You can find me on Twitter. You can find Synapse on Twitter, Azure_Synapse. You also can become an Azure Synapse influencer. Champions, contenders, whatever the other category is, they're all great, and you should aspire to be every single one of them. It's easy to join. It's very cool. You can find a link to the influencer program in the description for this video. I highly recommend you check it out. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.